There comes a moment in every life, silent and unmarked, when we realize that childhood has truly ended. Not when we leave home, nor when we pay our first bill, but when we begin to carry the weight of our own choices, quietly, day after day. Welcome to Guide to Reads, where every book is a lantern and every page a whispered truth. If you've ever wished for a guide through the maze of adult life, you are not alone. And you are in the right place. Today, we open the cover of Secrets of Adulthood, penned by the thoughtful and ever-curious Gretchen Rubin, best-selling author of The Happiness Project. This is not a book of rules. It is a tapestry of truths, gathered not from theories, but from life itself. Rubin invites us to consider, must we always learn the hard way? Or can we borrow wisdom and spare ourselves a few bruises? In these pages, she distills years of personal growth and observation into clear, compassionate insights. Truths forged not in classrooms, but in kitchens, offices, late-night thoughts, and quiet moments of decision. In this episode, we'll journey through some of her most poignant revelations. How self-knowledge isn't a luxury, but the very foundation of peace. Why the storms in our relationships might be the very soil in which love grows. How meaningful work, regardless of fame or title, roots us in purpose, and the small, almost invisible daily practices that create a life both manageable and joyful. But let's be clear, this is not a manual. There are no one-size-fits-all answers here. Rubin doesn't hand us a roadmap. She gives us a compass. And perhaps that is more powerful. So, whether you're navigating a career shift, juggling relationships, or simply trying to make sense of the ordinary chaos that comes with being an adult, this journey is for you. And if this resonates with your path, if you believe in reading not just to escape but to grow, then let your next act of adulthood be one of intention. Subscribe to Guide to Reads, tap the notification bell, and let these stories accompany you, one reflection at a time. 1. Self-knowledge is the foundation of a happy life. When we chase happiness, we often seek a single, shining answer, a recipe as simple as boiling an egg. But, as Rubin reminds us, happiness is no one-size-fits-all dish. Just as the perfect egg depends on your taste, soft-boiled, scrambled, or poached, so too does a joyful life hinge on your unique desires, quirks, and values. The question isn't, how do I find happiness? But who am I, and what does happiness mean to me? Yet self-knowledge is a slippery thing. We live every moment in our own company, yet how often do we lose sight of ourselves? We're swayed by who we wish to be, tethered to who we think we should be, or shaped by the expectations of others. Like a traveler distracted by mirages, we can wander far from our true nature. Rubin urges us to pause, to look inward, and to ask, what stirs my heart? What anchors my soul? Happiness, she tells us, isn't always a warm glow. Sometimes it's the ache of discipline, the courage to face a mistake, or the quiet resolve to live by our values, even when it stings. It's in these moments of discomfort that we grow, not just toward joy, but toward meaning. And here's a beautiful truth, our happiness ripples outward. When we lift others through kindness, service, or simply being present, we step beyond ourselves, finding a joy that echoes back. But what happens when change feels like betrayal? Rubin shares the story of James Agee, a writer whose identity was bound to his habits of drinking and smoking. To quit would have meant becoming a stranger to himself, a version he feared he'd despise. Yet, at 45, a heart attack stole him from the world. His story whispers a challenge. When our identity clashes with the changes we need, we must ask, does this version of me still serve my deepest values? Sometimes, to grow, we must let go. Our lives, Rubin teaches, are shaped not by grand gestures but by the quiet architecture of daily habits. What you do every day, those small, steady choices, matters more than what you do once in a while. Change your surroundings, tweak your schedule, and the path to transformation becomes less daunting. Struggling with self-care? Treat yourself with the gentle patience you'd offer a toddler. Keep yourself fed, rested, comforted, engaged, and never too overwhelmed. Small acts of care build a life of joy. Your character, dear listener, isn't found in your daydreams or aspirations. It's revealed in the choices you make, the ones etched in your calendar, your bank account, your living space. Look closely, especially at what you hide or shy away from. Those are the clues to what matters most.
Like birds, bees, and bats, each soaring with wings uniquely their own, you must find your own path to happiness. Embrace who you are, then dare to grow beyond it. As we close this chapter, let Rubin's wisdom linger like a soft melody. To know yourself is to hold the compass that guides you through life's wilderness. Take a moment now, dear listener, to reflect. What small choice can you make today to honor your truest self?
2. Understanding human connection. What is the alchemy of a thriving relationship? Rubin offers a paradox. Love flourishes in the delicate balance of acceptance and expectation. Picture singer-songwriter Rosanne Cash, pouring her heart into a recording session, her husband and collaborator John Leventhal by her side. Later, when she asks for his thoughts, he doesn't offer blind praise. "I would have pushed harder," he says. In those words lies love's dual truth: to embrace someone wholly, yet challenge them to reach higher. Healthy relationships live in this tension, a dance between holding close and urging forward, where growth and grace intertwine. Yet, how often do we stumble in our efforts to comfort? When a friend's heart is heavy, we might say, "It's not so bad," or "This will pass," hoping to ease their pain. But Rubin reminds us, true comfort lies not in dismissing feelings, but in meeting them. A simple, "That must be so hard," can be a bridge to understanding, a moment of shared humanity that says, "I see you." In acknowledging another's truth, we offer the solace they truly need. Relationships, Rubin teaches, are a window to worlds we might never otherwise know. They bring us face to face with souls we wouldn't choose as friends, family members, colleagues, strangers whose paths cross ours. In families especially, we encounter personalities that stretch us, teaching us to bend without breaking. Parents, for instance, must one day trade the coach's whistle for the cheerleader's pom-poms, stepping back to champion their children's choices with love, not control. Each connection, no matter how unlikely, expands the borders of our heart. And have you noticed? Bonds forged in shared struggle, through projects, challenges, or quiet acts of collaboration, grow roots deeper than those born of mere leisure. When we work side by side, we reveal ourselves. Our words, too, betray what matters most. Listen closely, Rubin urges, for we repeat what we hold dear. And in moments of vulnerability, we might confess our deepest truths, not to friends but to strangers, finding freedom in their unburdened gaze, unweighted by shared history. Loneliness, too, is a universal thread. Even the Beatles, icons of camaraderie, felt its sting. Picture Ringo Starr, heart-heavy, telling John Lennon, "You three are so close and I'm on the outside." John's reply, "I thought it was you three." The same confession to Paul McCartney yields the same response. In our moments of exclusion, we are, ironically, united. A reminder that to feel apart is to share in the human story. Rubin offers a final gem. Perspective shapes reality. Like the traveler shouting across a river, "How do I get to the other side?" Only to hear, "You are on the other side." How we see our connections defines them. Every strength carries a shadow. Every weakness hides a spark. To stand on the sidelines is to visit a zoo, observing from afar. To step into the petting zoo, to lean into the mess and beauty of relationships is to truly belong. As we pause here, let Rubin's wisdom settle like a gentle tide. Relationships ask us to see, to act, to love with both tenderness and courage. Reflect, dear listener, who in your life needs your understanding today? Whose hand might you hold a little tighter? 3. Work is the core of purpose. What is the secret to a happy life? Years ago, a young law clerk posed this question to Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. Her answer was as simple as it was profound: meaningful work. Not work defined by titles or paychecks, but the kind that stirs your soul, whether it's raising a family, building a community, or chasing a dream. This truth ripples across every corner of our lives, touching the ordinary and the extraordinary alike. At its finest, work feels like play. Picture Michael Jordan, basketball legend, insisting on a contract clause that let him shoot hoops anytime, anywhere, for the love of the game. Or Agatha Christie, whose childhood games with imaginary kittens bloomed into the stories that captivated millions. When work sparks joy, it ceases to be a burden. It becomes the play of adulthood, just as play is the sacred work of childhood. Rubin invites us to ask, what work sets your heart alight? The tools we wield shape the joy we find. A chef with a sharp knife, a writer with a beloved pen, The right equipment transforms even mundane tasks into moments of delight. And where we begin matters too. The starting point of any journey, be it a project, a career, or a single day, sets the trajectory for where we'll land. Luck may open doors, but it's our steady effort that builds the path to meet it. Yet, here's a paradox. Reliability can render us invisible. Like the sun taken for granted until an eclipse casts it in shadow, our consistent excellence often goes unnoticed, until we falter. A single misstep glares brightly against a backdrop of dependability. And in shared work, Rubin warns, some may shirk their duties, fraying the bonds of teamwork. To thrive, we must balance our load with care, owning our part without carrying others' burdens. Knowledge, too, is a tool, one that deepens the colors of our world. A child gazes at the stars and sees twinkling lights. An astronomer sees galaxies, stories, and secrets of the cosmos. The more we know, the more we see, in art, in love, in work. Each layer of understanding enriches our experience, turning the ordinary into the profound. So, learn fiercely, dear listener, for knowledge is the lens that reveals life's hidden beauty. But beware the thief of progress, procrastination. Sometimes work itself becomes a sly escape, a way to dodge the tasks that matter most. An unstarted project drains us more than any labor, its weight growing heavier with each delay. And perfectionism? It's not born of high standards, but of fear, an anxiety that stalls us while others, with practical courage, move forward. Rubin's wisdom is clear. Know how you work best, spot the traps that hold you back, and channel your energy toward what truly counts. As we close this chapter, let Rubin's insights linger like a warm hearth. Work is not just what we do, it's who we are, a canvas for purpose and play. Reflect, dear listener. What work, no matter how small, brings you joy? What step can you take today to honor it? 4. The art of difficult choices. Life is a tapestry of tensions. We yearn to savor the present, yet plan for tomorrow. We crave openness to critique, yet cling to our vision's spark. We long to live without regrets, yet must dare to risk. These dilemmas don't resolve, they dance. Rubin invites us to manage them with grace, not to erase them, but to weave them into the fabric of a life well lived. For in the balance of these tensions, we find not answers, but wisdom. Sometimes the questions we ask are answers in disguise, wondering, am I a good parent, or do I drink too much? The very act of asking often whispers the truth. There's room to grow. And that angry email burning in your drafts? If you're pausing to question it, the answer is likely a gentle no. Trust the quiet voice within, Rubin urges, for it knows you better than you think. Experience is a teacher, but its lessons demand discernment. Take Aesop's tale of the tortoise and hare. We're told slow and steady wins the race, but look closer. Perhaps the truer moral is that overconfidence breeds carelessness, or that arrogance dims even the brightest gifts. Wisdom lies in sifting through life's stories to find the lessons that ring true, shaping our choices with clarity and care. Some decisions torment us because the paths seem too alike, neither clearly right nor clearly wrong. In these moments, Rubin reminds us, there is no perfect choice, only the courage to choose. For indecision, too, is a decision, one that lets chance steer the wheel. Change, though we resist it, often calls long before we answer. If you're contemplating a shift, chances are it's been overdue, waiting patiently for your resolve. Temptation, Rubin warns, is a stark crossroads. Surrender wholly, or let it go entirely. Moderation rarely tames our deepest desires. But in giving up a pleasure, be it a habit, a craving, or a comfort, we often gain something richer, a renewed appreciation when we return, or the startling realization that we're freer without it. And oh, the joys once forbidden. The hardback books, sugary cereals, and late nights of childhood become adulthood's quiet luxuries, savored with a rebel's delight. Willpower, too, has its secrets. It's not a shield to wield against temptation, but a map to avoid it altogether. Like a skilled gardener setting fences to protect tender shoots, we thrive by steering clear of trouble's pull. Prevention is lighter than repair, Rubin teaches. Far easier to sidestep temptation than to wrestle it down. Boundaries, not battles, guard the life we cherish. As we pause here, let Rubin's wisdom settle like a lantern's glow. Difficult choices are not burdens but invitations. To know ourselves, to honor our values, to shape our days with intention. Reflect, dear listener. What choice stands before you now? What small step can you take to meet it with courage? 5. Practical wisdom for everyday life. Big dreams light our way, but it's the small steps that carry us forward. Feeling lost, adrift in the haze of a restless day? Rubin offers 2 simple balms. Step outside, let the breeze clear your mind, or take a nap, letting rest restore your clarity. These quiet acts are like opening a window to a stuffy room. Suddenly, the world feels possible again. And when a misplaced item taunts you, look first where it belongs. Most lost things, Rubin reminds us, linger close to home, waiting to be found with a focused glance. In the delicate dance of social moments, wisdom lies in subtle moves. Facing an awkward family gathering? Bring a companion. The presence of a new face softens tensions, encouraging kindness. For sensitive conversations, walk side by side rather than face to face. The rhythm of steps eases the weight of words. And if a name escapes you, offer yours first. A graceful gesture that spares both you and another from embarrassment's sting. These small acts, like pebbles dropped in a pond, ripple outward, smoothing the surface of human connection. Productivity, too, thrives on simplicity. Begin your day with a task so small it feels like a gift, a quick win that sparks momentum. Don't wait for the perfect hour to tackle big projects. Time rarely widens on its own. Instead, trade vague dreams for clear steps. Rather than become musical, commit to play the piano for 15 minutes each morning. These modest choices build the bridge between aspiration and action, one deliberate step at a time. Your surroundings shape your days more than you might think. A tray beneath scattered items transforms clutter into order, like magic woven from simplicity. Packing for a trip? Leave space in your suitcase for life's unexpected treasures. But beware the trap of productive procrastination, tidying to dodge what matters most. Often, a quick sweep reveals not just a lost key, but the clarity to move forward. When an invitation arrives, test your heart's true desire. Would you leap to go tonight, or does it feel like a duty for next month? With new hobbies, start small. Inexpensive tools until passion proves itself. These choices, small as they seem, are the threads that weave a life of intention. Rubin's wisdom is a gentle reminder. Grand principles guide us, but practical steps ground us. To navigate adulthood is to balance lofty dreams with the quiet discipline of daily habits. Reflect, dear listener. What small act can you embrace today to ease your path? What simple choice can light your way? Final summary. Secrets of Adulthood is no rigid rulebook, no lofty lecture. It's a friend's voice, steady and kind, offering a no-nonsense guide to thriving in the beautiful, messy reality of grown-up life. First, self-knowledge reigns supreme. Far richer than generic advice, it's the bedrock of a life aligned with your truest self. Relationships, too, demand care. Nurtured by work, strengthened by boundaries, they bloom in the balance of love and growth. Purpose isn't found in passion alone, but in the quiet engagement of meaningful work, where effort becomes joy. Decisions need not be perfect, only brave. Good choices, made with courage, outshine the mirage of flawlessness. And happiness? It's crafted not in grand gestures, but in the small, steady habits that shape a life of quiet joy. Rubin's final gift is a simple truth. Adulthood isn't about having all the answers. It's about figuring it out as you go. Step by step, choice by choice, moment by moment. Each stumble, each triumph, is a brushstroke on the canvas of who you are becoming. This book doesn't promise a destination, but a way to walk the path with grace, curiosity, and a heart open to growth. So, dear listener, as we part ways with this journey, let Rubin's wisdom linger like a melody you can't forget. Reflect. What small truth from these pages can you carry into your days? What step can you take to live more fully, more truly, as you? And if this episode has stirred your soul, if these insights have lit a spark within, share it with us. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let your voice join this chorus of seekers. Subscribe to Guide to Reads, tap the notification bell, and walk with us as we uncover more stories, more truths, more moments that make life a masterpiece, one page at a time.